Hello, everyone. Welcome to a not very special but very short episode of Uncanny Tracks, where we continue to talk about the Superman show. This time it's episode 4. Although some people are saying it's episode 3, but those people are liars. It's episode 4. Let's go to Ivo Tower, you say. Matt, what are you thinking about Let's Go to Ivo Tower?
I don't know. The whole convention of numbering the show incorrectly, it's pissed me off, Bob. I had to go back and redo our thing, and I made episode 2 actually episode 1.5, so this should be technically episode 3. It's annoying. Why did they do that in the first 2 episodes? Why did they combine them? They weren't two-part. It wasn't a 2-parter.
That is very annoying, bro. Very annoying.
Yeah, it makes me angry.
So, Matt, as the title would suggest, this is about Professor Ivo. Do you remember Professor Ivo?
Yeah, he created Amazo, correct? The robot thing.
Yeah. And, we'll just go ahead and spoil it. Sorry for folks who have not, for some reason, watched this 20-minute sort of okay cartoon. But in the comics, he's also usually portrayed as immortal and kind of messed up from the experiments that got him immortal. So he kind of looks like he does by the end of the episode after the parasite suit blows up on him.
Yeah, he here though he's like an Elon Musk, Steve Jobs kind of guy or something, like a tech dude.
Yeah, a lot of Bezos too, right? They're really leaning on Amazo Tech, sounding like Amazon, and they make a big deal about where they put their Amazo Tech headquarters, kind of like the Amazon 2 headquarter nonsense from a few years ago. So yeah, it's kind of a grab bag of all your evil tech guys. It also sort of seems like maybe they want to use Ivo instead of Luthor for this series, which I guess I get. Luthor's kind of played out in some sense.
Is Ivo's actual first name Tony? That threw me for a loop.
Yeah, it's Anthony Ivo, but
okay. Yeah, so when they called him Tony, and he kind of looks a little bit like Tony Stark.
Well, and he has the drawn on mustache like Tony Stark sometimes has.
That's kind of that was what I was getting from him. I was getting Tony Stark vibes.
Yeah, well, and the fact that they basically make the parasite an armor, which I like. That's what kind of irritates me about the show a lot, man, is clearly they know Superman comics pretty well. There's a lot of deep cut references. We'll talk about a few of them in a minute. It's they just get the kind of, the basic rogues wrong. The Silver Banshee is not right. We talked about that last episode. This episode, instead of being a kind of cool, but ultimately kind of inconsequential, energy sucker, parasite becomes the Iron Man armor. It's very annoying.
Yeah, I think that they're just going that tech route. I think there'll be a reason for it. We'll eventually figure it out, but I think they're going the tech route on purpose. Yeah,
but there's other characters you could do that with, and there's no sense, especially since this has already been renewed for season 2. There's no reason to trash the bench of characters Superman can fight like this,
Yeah, but they didn't know they were going to have a season 2 when this was already being produced. So.
I feel like they did when they started. This got renewed so early. They're just they
it's
had a
so
good.
It's just such a good show.
It's not that good.
I know it's not. I don't know, Bob. This episode, it started to lose my attention more so than the others. I also think the whole romance between Clark and Lois thing. I mean, geez, it's a little. It's too anime for me.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. It's kind of interesting because it. Obviously, probably mostly adults are watching the show, but it feels like it's aimed at teenagers.
Yeah, it's cutesy stuff.
Yeah, but it was pretty horny this episode, man. It was pretty horny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's kind of weird. I did want to ask. So, look, I don't really know what a black tie dress entails, but it didn't seem to me our main threesome were dressed up enough for it. Did it seem like it for you?
Okay, boomer. I don't know. Poor college kids trying to dress up, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
what they were going for.
That's true. So, Matt, I have a very pressing question for you. Do you find anime Deathstroke or anime Ivo worse?
Probably anime Deathstroke, just with the hair and the whole way he's presented as almost like a Pokemon villain.
I mean, I think anime Ivo might be more annoying but he's also supposed to be annoying and a douchebag. Whereas like anime Deathstroke, I think is supposed to be sinister and cool, and he's neither. So yeah, even though anime Ivo is worse to see, you're probably right that anime Deathstroke is actually worse.
Yeah, and I think anime Deathstroke will have a much more involved plot as the series continues,
which just makes me want to die inside.
Yeah.
All right. So did you catch any of I caught kind of 4 references this episode. Did you catch any, Matt?
I don't know, Bob. Just tell me what yours are, and we'll see if we align here.
Okay. So at the party, we have the head of Galaxy Broadcasting, who I presume is supposed to be Morgan Edge. We have the Mayor Fleming of Metropolis. We have Senator. They don't say his first name, but Senator Buck Sackett. And then we have a reference to the Gazzo crime family. Do any of those mean anything to you?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, because Morgan Edge and the Galaxy Broadcasting Company have been an important part of Superman mythos. The others are pretty minor. Mayor Fleming, I didn't remember the name, but she's there were some like 2010 Jimmy Olsen stories written by Nick Spencer. And she was the mayor in those, and then promptly got erased by Flashpoint. And then Buck Sackett was the mayor in the late 90s, and he was like secretly in Luther's pocket. And then the other one, I'm not surprised we don't remember it, but it's from something we've definitely both read. Do you remember the sequel to The Long Halloween?
Yeah, Dark Victory.
Yeah. So in that, the Falcones have a consigliere who's the head of a Metropolis crime family, and his name is Bobby Gazzo.
Oh, okay. So they make some very deep cuts, you know?
Yeah. But then they can't get Parasite and Silver Banshee right. Like, I don't care if they mess up Professor Ivo and Deathstroke. Who cares? But come on, get Silver Banshee and Parasite right. It's not that hard. So, Matt, I should have brought this up earlier when we were talking about how horny this cartoon is, but I have never seen anyone kiss someone's cheek as passionately as Lois kisses Clark's. It was very strange.
Yeah, I haven't either. I don't think that's a real thing.
Yeah. Like you don't like make out with someone's cheek. Like
no,
that's just
not usually.
That's not how it goes. And I will say, although, you know, I said last week this episode was kind of winning me over. It's not winning me over this week. I do have to, and maybe this is just part of the anime tradition of you have big twist and big cliffhangers at the end. But man, it was a good bit at the end with, like, you know, Clark has torn out the Smallville page and crumpled it in his jacket. Then he gives Lois his jacket because she's cold. And then she sees the torn page and realizes that Clark is Superman. That was a good bit to end on.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, I don't know where they're going to go with it, because are they really going to expose his identity this early on?
No, of course not. I mean, it's a long Silver Age tradition of Lois thinks Clark is Superman and then is persuaded that he's not.
We'll get that for the rest of the season. We'll probably have a good season cliffhanger ending where maybe she really does just figure out that he is Superman and has proof.
And that's for 10 episodes?
I think so.
Okay. Maybe we'll keep covering it. Maybe not. I don't know. Your attention was wandering. I don't know if I can, you know, if they do this to Parasite and Silver Banshee, Matt, what are they going to do to Brainiac?
Yeah, I don't know, Bob. I don't know what the hell they're going to do to Brainiac.
Metallo, he's going to be Metal Zero, dog.
Metal Zero. He's got a kryptonite dick.
Just like Elon Musk. And on that note, this has been Uncanny Treks. We're talking Superman 2023 episode 4. Let's go to Ivo Tower, you say. Maybe we'll be back next week with episode 5. Maybe not. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening.